And so here we go, the second match in this women's team quarter-final. In red, playing for Hong Kong, Jiang Hua-yun, who is ranked 17 in the world, 29 years of age, and her opponent from Germany, Irene Evan-Chan, who is 30 years of age. There she is, the slightly taller of the two, playing in the grey and black shirt.
And we're gonna see two totally different styles of match setup there. As we have seen in the first match, the right and left spinny attack. We see now Hua-yun, who is right hand using short pips in the backhand, and we see Irene Evan-Chan. I would call her like a defensive all-rounder, capable of doing very good and aggressive topspins, actually also from the backhand side, but more relying on her defense game, using also short pips in her backhand. And we've had that match before in group stage already, and there Irene Evan-Chan did a really good match, and actually she beat Jiang Hua-yun, and this was the point Germany did. And Irene Evan-Chan has to repeat this success in order to keep Germany now in this match.
A few statistics about Evan-Chan, 30 years of age, she's world ranked at 46. How do you see that, Richard, in terms from a coaching point of view? The fact they've already played 2 days ago, 3 days ago, and Jiang had you know, when you look at the world rankings, it was a loss against the form book. Do you think that now is good for Jiang, or
I think
good for Irene?
Difficult to say. In this first match, seemed to me that the Hong Kong learned the lesson a bit better there, but difficult to judge. Any match can be different there.
So here we go, and the pattern set straight away. Evan-Chan away from the table, using backspin exactly as you said, Richard, and Jiang up at the table, using topspin. First point to Germany.
And Jiang Hua-yun really will have, I think, tried to set up the game through the middle and backhand of Irene Evan-Chan. And there Irene has to try to get on one hand a very good control, not to get like these unforced errors, but at the same time to have good variation in spin. As we see now, 2 points Irene Evan-Chan gained was 2 times this variation of no spin, and Jiang Hua-yun is not the perfect way how to play against defense, but of course she knows what to do.
Went for the smash. Jiang into the body of Evan-Chan, but overhit it again.
Main difference there, if you play defense with short pips, that it's usually easier close to the table to produce heavy backspin when pushing, and most of these players, they rely on the no spin when they have the regular defense.
Service error from Jiang. Evan-Chan now with a 3-point lead.
Much better start though. This was good, smart drop shot there. Irene Evan-Chan was on her way back, waiting for the topspin before Hua-yun get this drop shot done. And this time Irene Evan-Chan was trying from the middle to produce this time like a little bit heavier backspin, not only relying on the no spin. This float return, it's a bit easier from half distance, but of course you have to have variation from time to time. Was good placement this time from Irene Evan-Chan, make Jiang moving to her deep forehand, and then in one moment I think Irene Evan-Chan had the chance for attacking, coming with a good forehand topspin, hesitating a bit. Jiang is back at 4-4.
Heavy backspin from Evan-Chan.
And especially I like about the placement. Irene Evan-Chan has to move Jiang more and more to her deep forehand. Not only to return in middle and back inside.
Tried to put side spin and backspin on the ball. Quite adventurous return of serve, didn't quite pull it off. So at the halfway stage in this first game, it's 5 points each. Trying to push the ball down the line. Good tactic, as you say, Richard, playing wide to Jiang's forehand. And on that occasion, whilst a good tactic, the execution wasn't too good. And the umpire asking...
Service warning.
Yeah, exactly.
7-5.
This happens a bit too fast now. 4-1, Irene Ivanchan was up now. 7-5, she's back. Missing this forehand topspin, missing one back and push before at 5-6. This was good. A little bit spinnier than Irene Ivanchan was expecting. A little bit long to the ball, therefore she was close, too close to play her defense ball. She has to always adapt this little step backwards, forwards.
Spinny and a good length, absolutely. And this really has been a turnaround. The first half, or the first part of the game was dominated by Ivanchan. The second half of the game very much dominated by Jiang, 9-5.
And too many unforced errors from Irene Ivanchan now in the setup of this game.
6-9.
That maybe hit the net post as it came over. See that on a replay if we get a chance. The side spin, hoping the ball popped up. It did a little, and then she's in with the attack. Unfortunately for Ivanchan, the attack off the end of the table, and it's now 4 game points for Jiang Huayun.
Yeah.
11-6.
Not patient enough altogether, Irene Ivanchan. Irene Ivanchan, I think, till 4-1, everything went in her direction. After this, I think, lost patience, and Jiang Yung playing very good, very calm, and this meant the 11-6 and the first game to Jiang Huayun.
And so the players return to the table for the second game. First game, of course, to Jiang Huayun, 11 points to 6.
I mean, shortly talk about a little bit the history, Germany and Hong Kong.
Second
We had
game,
this match
Germany
already in
to serve.
2010 and also there in the quarterfinal. And that time was the sensation when Germany was able to beat Hong Kong to secure the bronze medal in the World Team Events in Moscow 2010. So I hope that Irene Ivanchan, from the German point of view, have this in mind in order to lift up the German team again. She has to.
Good start, first 2 points for Germany. Jiang now with her 2 serves.
Much better start in the second now for Irene Ivanchan. Also, she was also 4-1 up in the first.
from Jiang, overhit it. Consistent defending from Even Chan.
And that could be the key. You mentioned that consistent defense, really searching for the ball, being patient there. Good try though, to come with a forehand topspin there. But then again, she's further up. She can have the time to just like prepare the ball a little bit more carefully. Don't rush too much.
Jiang again, lifting what she thought was heavy backspin. There wasn't the spin on the ball, so it's off the end of the table. And a very good start by Germany, 5-1.
And you see, in this moment, Irene Ivanchan doesn't even have to go for the ball or attacking the ball. Jia Jung is just like also missing some balls, some push rallies, because Irene Ivanchan has a very good placement there and very good quality of her ball. Good shot. She's known for that. Short pip, a good use of the short pips in the backhand. Direct smash there, good start. And we see there, really nicely set up. Direct contact of the ball. This is not like a topspin, this is like a smash.
Straight through the back of the ball. No spin on the ball, it's all speed.
A little bit of a luck there. You know, especially as defense player, you have to feel really a lot this momentum, when to attack, when to just be patient. And this was heavy. Good spinny topspin from Irene Ivanchan. Then after the first defense ball was also heavy backspin. And this was difficult for Jiang to control. The ball flow out of the table because of too much spin there, not because of no spin.
Even Chan just has to be a little bit careful. Next point for Jiang with her serve. Suddenly the lead's down to 2 points. Puts a bit of pressure on your serve. But the side spin and backspin combined wins the point.
And the side spin also means that Jiang has to move this extra step to the forehand because it's drifting out to the deep forehand of Jiang.
Slightly fortunate, Jiang. Edge ball, she apologises for her good fortune. Something all the players do.
And now again, change of service, this time serving from her forehand side with forehand. One of the strengths of Jiang, especially against the attack players, is that she has a very good control with her backhand, and that's what Irene Ivanchan felt also now. She's not coming through with her forehand topspin. And then Irene Ivanchan missed the next defense. Good one there. And it's nearly all the time when Irene Ivanchan is able to move Jiang to her middle and forehand side. Jiang is like having troubles in moving there in the right position, and she's missing with the forehand. Irene Ivanchan now getting closer to even out to 1-1. 9-6, she's up. side. I don't want to repeat myself, but it's a very good placement of Irene Ivanchan. And Jiang, from her point of view, she should be a bit more patient also again. Maybe just like to start pushing again, preparing the ball.
4 game points for Irene Ivanchan. Good topspin from Hong Kong. Down the line. 1 game point saved, but 3 still remain.
Jiang was like taking this very good forehand topspin from Irene Ivanchan. Unbelievable, good reaction there. I think Irene Ivanchan really felt this is the right moment to attack. Nicely placed. Just the better answer for Jiang, from Jiang. But still 2 game points.
I think G-Shot will be quite happy with the tactics during that point. She attacked at the right time. Can't do a lot when you get a block like that one from Jiang.
And shortly one more time to talk about this timeout situation. 10-6, 4 game points. Now it's 10-9. Might have been, or might be an idea.
And it's happened. Irene Ivanchan.
Timeout, Germany.
I think it was the player actually who called the timeout.
I think this is like Bo is, I think, not too bad anyway, not to talk about who will take the timeout, just it has to be taken. And sometimes the coach will take, sometimes Irene Ivanchan or the players decide when to take the timeout. I think it's quite okay. And sometimes it's also decided before who is taking the timeout, depending on the player. How good is your Chinese, Don? Can you get something?
I know my way around a Chinese menu, but I'm afraid that's about it. Of course, from a table tennis point of view, it'd be fascinating to understand what's being said in the corner.
You see, the Austrian player like Stefan Fegal, he speaks Chinese fluent, married to Li Qianbing.
And so 3 game points have been saved by Jiang Huayun.
And sometimes it's also this timeout situation only about breaking the run of the opponent. Not only about changing a tactic or doing like a surprise service, sometimes just like to calm yourself down. Let's see.
9-10.
Jiang also has the service. She has to win this point to stay in the second game. Heavy backspin from Ivanchan.
Game to Germany.
German bench on their feet. Well done, Irene Ivanchan. As you see on the screen, she takes the second game 11 points to 9, making this score 1 game each.
Ich habe mir das gedacht, aber dann war ich danach, was ich trotzdem gemacht habe, weißt du? Also ich habe mich in die Mitte gestellt und sie sieht es und schaut in die Rückhand und ich so, ach komm, sie wird jetzt wirklich nicht, also das ist okay, dann ist sie ziemlich verletzt. Ja. Das stimmt, ist gut besser. Lass sie laufen. Natürlich versuchst du durchzuhalten. Und du machst zwischendurch auch nur einen Langball, aber das spricht immer für dich.
game, Hong Kong to serve, Labo.
Third game, as we just heard from the umpire, and it is honours shared, 1 game each. Jiang Hua-yun to serve at the start of the third game. Topspin goes off the side of the table.
But what is interesting, and this from Irene Ivanchan's point of view, she has to keep in mind, very often Jiang is not moving right from middle and forehand position, and that she has to keep in mind about the tactical way where she puts the ball. You see, Jiang is hesitating a bit more. There was one ball a little bit higher, but Jiang, I think, wasn't sure about the spin or the no-spin defense of Irene Ivanchan. So Jiang sometimes just, I think, should go for the ball. Why not to just change the timing a bit more and to risk it? Nicely done from Irene Ivanchan. And again, Jiang was hesitating a bit more. I wonder why she went for the drop shot there. I think she has power enough to get through the defense of Irene, especially when Irene is already that far away from the table.
Good placement from Ivanchan. You mentioned earlier in the game, Richard, she has to be brave enough to go into the forehand of Jiang.
Exactly, and Jiang is in this way only moving with her right leg, not using her both legs in order to have a better position there. I think she knows, but it's not that easy because she likes to also, from attacking style, likes to control it with her backhand half much more than moving herself.
Good variation, the slow high one into the backhand, then the fast one down the line. There's the high one into the backhand.
But we will see in slow motion, see from the backhand side, the positioning of the legs, they are much better than from middle and forehand. And then she's turning and can play fast in all directions. You see, Jiang was quite late there, but so was Irene, who was not expecting this soft topspin, hesitating. That's always a crucial point. We see so many players moving right and left and finding a good distance there, but we see not that many players moving good backwards, forwards. These extra steps, they are so crucial and should be put always inside the practice.
Heavy backspin save today there for Ivanchan, even though the ball was slightly high.
Slightly high, but a bit shorter there. And this is the one you have to really step inside, and Jiang was hesitating a bit too much there. Good spin there. And you see the tactique, it's so obvious, so clear. And Irene Ivanchan so far is doing this pretty well, that the defense should be a little bit, always be to middle and forehand side. And Jiang is not moving too good there. Good one. And the first time Irene Ivanchan, once she stepped around, instead of playing to middle and back and side of Jiang, this time you see it nicely set up in the forehand.
Clenched fist, punches the air, good attacking skills.
Tactically, Irene Ivanchan is playing really, really well there.
solid defence, no unforced errors, kept the ball low over the net, heavy backspin most of the time, making life very difficult for Hong Kong's Jiang Hua-yun.
And Irene Ivanchan is moving pretty good there, also ready for having a very fast step forwards, ready for this drop shot of Jiang.
I just feel, Richard, that Jiang hasn't quite got that fast forehand topspin to penetrate the defence. At the moment, it looks as though the stonewall defence of Ivanchan and her attacking skills should see her good.
Her style is based on the fact that she has a very, very good reaction. But against defense, you not only need your own reaction, you need your own topspin.
4-9.
Took quite a few high-risk shots there, Jiang. But then again, at 3-9 down, she's nothing to lose.
The question is a bit what Jiang can change there. With a forehand topspin, it's not so easy to get through.
6 game points for Germany.
And this is the question they will probably try to discuss in the timeout, in the break in between now. But 10-4, we had that before.
Topspin off the end of the table.
But this time it's 11-4. This time it was no comeback, and it looks like Irene Ivanchan really takes more and more the control. This is 2-1 lead for Irene Ivanchan in this game against Jiang.
Ja, sie hat einmal gegrüßt. Ja, und weil das beim Schuppen hat sie auch noch Angst, weil die da gut angegriffen und sie macht das nicht. Ja, aber sie wird nicht einfach aufhören.
For sure, it's a bit about tactique, what the Hong Kong team was just discussing right now. I think from Irene Ivanchan's point of view, she just has to keep this line. And from Jiang, what can she change? Her forehand topspin is not that brilliant. We said that she's more relying on her reacting style. Maybe it's an idea to start coming a little bit more with long service, to start maybe also with the pips, and in this way to change the timing. Could be an option. You see what kind of placement Irene Ivanchan is doing there into the deep forehand, and you see how much Jiang has to struggle to reach this ball.
That was the perfect shot down the line, in with a little bit of sides, but it bounced on the white line, wide, and then she followed it in. Super play.
With a short pips, and the way she's moving, you really feel she has a so positive tension. She's always ready for the topspin of Jiang, she's ready for the drop shot, and she's ready to attack herself. Nicely played, Irene Ivanchan.
obviously seen a lot more of Even Chan than I have, Richard, but here she's looking very impressive. Her defence is stonewall. She's making very few errors now. She made a few errors in the first game, but now no errors, and she's attacking very well. And as you say, you sense that she's looking to attack when she gets the opportunity.
You know, and this, sometimes you feel this when you watch a game, this positive body language, this positive body tension, and Irene Ivanchan is really ready now to react on all the strokes of Jiang. Last time I saw her playing on that level was some years ago when she reached the European singles final there, and she was close to beat Li Jiao. So she's able to play on this level, and even better that she's able to do this in the quarterfinal.
Excellent performance, and of course it would appear as though Li Qing, the Hong Kong coach, agrees with us. He senses this match now is going strongly in favour of Ivan Chan, so he's called a halt to proceedings. Momentum clearly with Germany.
And we had a short chat about who learned better or for whom is it advantage. Looks like in the first match it was a bit of an advantage for Liu Qing, but now in the second match also Irene Ivanchan beat Jiang before already. But I saw this match and this was totally different match as it is, for example, right now. Irene Ivanchan is really not only relying on the mistakes of Jiang, but like putting so much pressure on her with good push, with good attacks there. But we're gonna see 2-1, 3-0. It's a lead, but it's not the win yet.
But it's there for the taking for Irene Ivanchan. If she can keep up this level of performance, then she's certainly going to take some beating. She's some 30 places on the world ranking below Jiang, but certainly at the moment looking the stronger of the two. And then straight away after the timeout, an unforced error. So who knows, as you say, there's still a long way to go and a few more twists and turns.
And this, for this second backhand attack, she was a bit too far away from the table. And she said to herself, come, means like kind of keep your mind, set up your mind, keep concentrated, don't rush. You could see what was the goal of Jiang, like make her move herself, that Irene Ivanchan has to move in her own deep forehand. Try to push her there, maybe make Irene Ivanchan even attack, that Jiang can react on her forehand topspin. Known to be maybe one of the best passive players worldwide. So easy, so relaxed. She's answered on this very good question of Irene Ivanchan. Time worked really in favor of Jiang. Still 4-3, Irene Ivanchan is up. And I think a little bit tactically wise, she kept changing it, trying not to play through the backhand, trying to play more through the forehand of Irene Ivanchan. There Irene Ivanchan is coming not always with defense, but sometimes with a softer way of topspin, just like throwing back the ball. And this gave her the chance to come back at 4-4. You see this? Very, very obvious that Jiang really totally changed the tactic, trying to go through middle and forehand side, and Irene Ivanchan is not at this moment ready for this change. Especially after the first topspin. Jiang is not putting the ball back to the backhand, but back in forehand of Irene Ivanchan. A little bit of a luck there.
She hit it with the pimples, which was
with the pimples
brave.
and on the net. I think that's why Jiang was a little bit there, start to tumble. But it's good to keep this attack from time to time.
Ball dropped a little bit too low.
But I tell you something, Irene Ivanchan, what she was doing is a little bit more coming with this side spin push, and I'm not sure if she really needs this. Just like try to build up again slowly but surely.
Yo! 6-all.
So the 30-year-old from Germany and the 29-year-old from Hong Kong evenly matched in this fourth game, 6 points apiece. Ball to the forehand, heavy backspin, great tactics.
Exactly there, and while she has to move in her wide forehand, she's always coming a bit too much upright with her body, Jiang. But she's also quite clear now in the way she has to play against Irene Ivanchan. It's really open battle again.
Side spin and backspin, then the hit, perhaps made her mind up. Too early, she's going to attack.
And it's always a little bit easier to say from up here, but I'm not sure if Irene Ivanchan should go for this side spin push. She can just like push the ball normal, have some variation with spin and no spin. No need to produce too much side spin.
Again, the wide ball to the forehand.
History repeated exactly. And she's really like so happy. This is the advantage if you use short pips in order to play defense close to the table while pushing. You can produce really this heavy backspin, not only the no spin, as you are doing more often with the long pimple.
There. Good short serve to the forehand. Business end now of the third game, yeah. 8 points apiece. Sorry, it is the fourth game. I knew I got it wrong. Fourth game. Ivanchan leads by 2 games to 1. Got a big point there for Jiang. She now leads 9-8.
It's really after this timeout changed this game really a bit, and Jiang was like going through the middle and forehand all the time of Irene Ivanchan. Also, Irene Ivanchan has this strong forehand topspin. She doesn't have the strong forehand defense.
I totally agree. At 3-0 when the timeout was called, I couldn't see how Jiang could win the way Ivanchan was playing. But
Definitely.
It's definitely changed since the timeout. A few. It's still playing very well, but at the beginning of the fourth game looked unbeatable. Irene Ivanchan. And so there's a little bit of
8-9
indecision as to exactly what's happening, but the situation confirmed. Jiang leads 9-8. The expedite rule.
But this was weird a bit.
Hello, you need a second, you need a third one, and it's not 10 minutes.
So Ivanchan saying this 10 minutes play, 10 minutes she feels hasn't gone. They've introduced the expedite rule. There should be a third umpire coming to do the counting. As soon as the expedite rule, for those who don't know, if the game goes on for over 10 minutes, we introduce the expedite rule. Basically now it's alternate serving, and the person who is serving, they have to win the point before the receiver makes 13 good returns. And even Chan is pointing out that in her opinion 10 minutes haven't gone. You should stop the watch when there are breaks in play, stop the watch when there's a timeout. Possibly she's saying that's not happened. And of course a third umpire should now come into the arena and be the counter, count the returns that are made by the receiver of the serve.
And make service in 1, 2, 3, and you need a second. First of all, you need a third. Of course, and it's not time match. It's
and now this is like what we really should mention, why Irene is not happy with his decision. Usually with this expedite match you need a third one to start counting, and at 9-8 I think the referee told Irene this is about expedite, and so Irene was a little bit irritated when the second referee started to count the balls.
And so now we have the third umpire who's come in.
10-8.
Of course, in the corner, G. Shop, the German coach, will be one of the experts on expedite. She's probably played it more than anybody.
Definitely, she was so patient there.
1, 2. Oh, the net cord, the ball drops over the net, and it's the fourth game to Jiang, 11 points to 8. And we now have the match at 2 games apiece.
Ja, ich weiß, dass es vielleicht nicht korrekt ist, die Zeit nicht gesprochen, aber jetzt willst du es, oder? Na, jetzt das aber schön. Ich glaube, es ist
The players now out at the table for the start of the 5th and final game, and of course now we will play throughout this deciding game with the expedite rule. So it will be alternate serving, and the emphasis is that the server has to win the point before the receiver makes 13 good returns. This rule is introduced to make sure that the games don't go on for too long a period of time and the spectators lose interest.
1, 2.
You can hear in the background the umpire counting the successful returns. As soon as he says 13, it's point to the receiver.
Exactly. And I'm not 100% sure at this moment. Usually it's always an advantage for the attacker, but Irene Ivanchan, as she's playing very aggressive, her way of defense, she might have also a chance still there, just like she has to keep her mind up.
It certainly adds a completely different tactical dimension to this 5th game.
Exactly how you set up. You have to be a little bit more aggressive, but not too aggressive. You can still build up the rally. And you see, interesting thing what Jiang now was doing when she was started to smash. She turned the racket, playing with a red rubber, her pips. We can see here in slow motion again, because she has a better touch this for smashing the ball.
And so now Ivanchan with the serve. She has to win the point before Jiang makes 13 returns.
And you see how fast, this is what is really thrilling about table tennis. 2-1, 3-0, everything looked in favor of Irene Ivanchan. Then the match changed, and now the main thing is, from Irene Ivanchan's point of view, to make her up her mind again.
The players change ends after 5, when the first player makes 5 points. And that psychologically is not good for Ivanchan. They're going to change ends. You're 5 love down. mentally, it's a tough battle now for Germany.
Really tough for Irene Ivanchan, and I think she's really struggling with the situation in the fourth game, where she was up till 7-8, and that time till Jiang started to come back 3-0 up and then always close, but like this was the chance for Irene Ivanchan till Jiang made at 9-8 first lead.
1, 2, 3.
And that's what Irene Ivanchan has to do now in order to come back. She has a good forehand topspin there. She has the chance to set up the game in order to prepare a good forehand topspin.
Say here, I feel that the officials have done a super job throughout the 5-6 days that we've been here, but I do think they didn't handle that expedite as well as they could have done. It came in at 9-8. There should have been a third umpire in there straight away. The point at 9-8 that went to Jiang to make it 10-8. It was one of the two umpires who did the counting. That clearly is not appropriate. It's not right. Ivanchan made the point, and she also felt strongly that 10 minutes hadn't gone, and I guess when you play the way she plays, you have a good feel for how the time is going, so I'm sure that's on her mind.
I guess you're certainly right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
The other thing I feel with expedite, when I was coaching many years ago, Richard, that we had quite a few defensive players. Jill Hammersley, Jill Parker, who is my wife, of course, was European champion as a defensive player. We had John Hilton, we had Dougie Johnson, Chen Xinhua came over. 13 returns is a lot.
It's
and you don't need to panic the first part of the first half.
Good. You get 1 point there, you still can make up and control the game and prepare the points. And Irene Ivanchan, I think, did win also some points inside this 13 rallies. Just like main thing is now to calm down. 7-3, it's a lead, but it's still a chance to come back for Irene Ivanchan. We've seen so many comebacks here during this World Championships.
1, 2.
See again, and this the one when Jiang started to rush. This is a chance for Irene Ivanchan. Also, she shouldn't forget that it's always from middle and forehand side. Keep the tactic where Jiang is started to miss a lot.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Clever play by Jiang.
I believe really Irene Ivanchan is a little bit unsecure now, shaking a little bit, the moving. And Jiang is quite calm, I have to say. Also, she probably is not used to play too often this expedite.
Can't afford unforced errors on the returner serve. She's trying to keep the ball deep. Admire the tactic, but she just overhit it. And now it's a real mountain to climb for Irene Ivanchan.
1.
9-5.
Again, an error on the returner service.
Yeah, looks like both players, they feel not too comfortable with this expedite rule.
1, 2, 3.
5-10.
10-5.
5 match points for Jiang Huayun. Frustration from Irene Ivanchan.
A little bit I can understand Irene in this way. 3-0, she had really a good match, brave efforts there, and then suddenly, all of a sudden, this change came after the timeout. Then this expedite game.
1, 2,
Good topspin from
10-6.
Even Chan. 1 match point saved, 4 remain, and this time it will be Jiang with the service. I think this is the first expedite game that we've seen on table 1 or 2 during the whole 5-6 days that we've been here.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And still Irene Ivanchan is alive. I mean, it takes only little things to change the direction, the momentum from one to another situation. And, well, let's see. Jiang is maybe making one more mistake. That gives a chance for Irene to come back. Also, the pressure is raising a little bit because after the service, you are the one to have to do the point.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, well done. Even Chan, some good top spins there.
And if you have this heavy topspin in the short pips you're producing when blocking a heavy backspin again, and Irene Ivanchan just was able to lift the ball. Good reaction.
This is quite remarkable, the twists and turns we've had.
That's a crazy match, isn't it? It's a crazy match.
At 3-0 in the 4th game, I thought Even Chan was unbeatable. Timeout, it changes, and now if she can get these next 2 points, and she's looking good.
1, 2.
And you see,
backspin.
and this time it worked out. This side spin this time helped her. It's really one of the craziest matches I've seen so far here.
5-love down as the players changed ends in this deciding game.
Now it's a little bit more pressure again on Irene Ivanchan as she has to win the point with the 13th ball. Look at that topspin. This was so nicely played, so deep angle there. Jiang was not ready for this. We checked the slow motion. You see deep out in backhand, no chance for Jiang. And you see how fast everything has changed. In one moment she was like so unhappy, like throwing the racket. In the next moment it's 10-10.
Alternate serving.
Which is all the time, actually.
Under expedite, so that's no different. But now, first player to win 2 clear points.
1, 2, 3.
She had to adapt then. She was playing the wrong shot and the ball kicked. She managed to adapt that forehand.
And this was the trouble for Irene Ivanchan. I think she would have been ready if just the ball would have come normal. But now the spin that Irene Ivanchan was producing was just giving back by Jiang. A little bit too far away from the table. What a game.
Twists and turns all the way. And now Jiang with her 6th match point.
1.
Oh my goodness.
Just missed this put. Unbelievable. This is really a crazy game. So much changes and turns. Unbelievable. At the end, quite some credit to Irene Ivanchan, who did a marvelous comeback. But it was a win for Jiang Huayun. 12-10 for her. And this means the 2-0 lead for the Hong Kong team.
Well done, Jiang. She held her nerve there, but also well done, Irina Ivanchan. Gutsy performance, 5-love down when the players changed end in the 5th and final game. She levelled it at 10-all, but she just couldn't quite do it. 3-2 for Jiang Huayun.